Hi everyone, my name is Oscar Mar. I am the art director at Parallel, and I wanted to bring you guys behind the scenes and walk you through the process that goes into making our cards. Alright, let's get to it. Before we get to it, can't see shit without my glasses, sorry. For starters, part of my job is to make sure that the art team understands the visual direction that we're going with, so the parallel look. So I need to give them a solid starting point so they can start working their magic, which they're pretty good at. To accomplish this, I use a couple of tools, an art direction document and mood videos. As you can see here in the art direction document, I cover the general visual direction. I touch on things like composition, look and feel, guidelines for working with specific types of cards, guidelines for sizes, make sure that I clearly explain how to showcase close-up sprouts, effect cards, vehicles. Each one of them should have their own specific treatment. The document also emphasizes in maintaining a cinematic look, which fortunately isn't an issue since most of our art team members come from the VFX and film industry. Here we can see an example of how the art direction doc shows, the textures, color palettes, the physical properties that shrouds, armor, or clothing should have. Like that iridescent look that the soap creates on a bubble or an oil drop creates on a puddle of water. Those are elements that we get to see in the shroud's clothing or the shroud's armor. Here we can see some examples of inspiration for the graphic design seen in the Humankind faction, or concept art for the progression of their augmentations. In these concepts done by Nacho Yagüe, you can see how the first step is the augmentation of an arm via an exoskeleton, and it evolves to having almost 85-90% of the body transformed into a machine. We can also see here the importance of fashion for the Markolians, right? We have these futuristic, refined, we have flowing, clean lines. They're ornate but not gaudy. Fashion is a big part of their culture. We take this as a starting point and take it to what you see on the cards. That also encompasses accessories and accents. You imagine what they use when they are in a ceremony, when they're not in battle. They denote socio-economic positions, and you can see our inspiration doesn't come from other games or films. We look at fashion magazines, documentaries, nature, graphic design books. We try to find inspiration all over the place. Mood videos are basically video collages that help the art team understand the factions even better. They help them understand their energy. It gives them a sense of their culture, their overall high level visual direction. The videos are a mix of movies, games, documentaries, footage I shoot myself. Whatever helps communicate the message works. And that's a mood video. Small trick I learned 17-18 years ago working on my first game. Once the art direction is clear for everyone, it's time to move to the next phase, which is thinking with the game designers and writers to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes to story and lore. That way the art team doesn't just go on and start making shit that doesn't make sense. By this point, the game design team has added all the cards to a database that the artist can go and look at. Here we can take a look at all the cards function. We can see what type of cards they are. We can read the flavor text. These are the main ingredients that get our creative juices flowing, and from there we move to the next step, which is starting to sketch things up. This can be digital, this can be a napkin, this can be a sketch on a piece of paper. Every artist has their own process. In this case, I'm just showing you how I do it most of the time. The process is pretty straightforward. We now have the information from the writers and game designers, so we can start thinking about what those assets look like. We get to work on a quick mock-up for the card design and composition. That part usually goes pretty fast. I also don't have a lot of time for pre-production, so this needs to happen very, very quickly. This is another area where the expertise of the art team really shines. The artist can come up with cool visual ideas at a very fast pace. What can I say? Our artists are the fucking best. The next step will be the creation of the final card. Again, each person on the team has a different approach to this. In this example, I'm showing you how I do it. We usually jump from 3 to 4 different softwares to create a final image or a final video, depending on the card. But again, this obviously varies depending on what the illustration needs to be. Before adding the finishing touches, we do another review with the design team and the art team. If there are no notes, we add those final details and we move on to the next card. From here, it just rinse and repeat until we finish the set of cards that we're working on. And there you have it. Obviously, times and processes vary depending on the card complexity, but overall, this is our card creation process. We hope you enjoy looking and playing with your cards as much as we enjoy making them for you. Thank you very much, and may your pulls be prime.